In November of 2019, Djokovic won the Paris Master 1000 by beating Denis Shapovalov in the final. During our last video, we talked about the main tactics he used during this match. We talked about his serve, we talked about his defense, and how these factors helped him win this match. However, when we talk about the tactics the best players in the world use during their matches, one thing that's very important to consider is placement. Placing the ball at a certain location on the court has a huge influence on the outcome on the point. So, what I decided to do today is to take a look at exactly where Novak placed the ball during that final. The process we will take to do this analysis is the following. First, we will divide the court into different zones. Horizontally, the court is divided into 4 zones, 2 for the right side and 2 for the left side. Vertically, the court is divided into 3 zones. The first zone covers from the net to the service box, and the other 2 zones represent the rest of the court divided in equal sizes. This gives us a total of 12 zones that we will name from A to L. It's important to see that with this arranged, the opponent's side of the court is not a mirror of your side of the court. For example, if we talk about exchanges between zones A, these are cross-court exchanges because A for your opponent is at the opposite side. Having said all this, let's see where Novak placed his shots during this final. As you can see, Djokovic's most frequent zones were zones E, H, and I. In fact, these 3 zones alone represent more than 50% of all of Novak's shots. Let's begin by taking a look at Zone E. Zone E was the zone Novak used the most. In total, Novak placed the ball there 25 times, and it's here where we get our first set of clues about why Novak was so successful. You see, we can separate these 25 shots into 3 categories. The first category involves every shot that allowed Novak to take control of the point. This category involves things like forced errors, unforced errors, or short balls. The second category is the exact opposite. In other words, it involves the times Shapovalov took control of the point exactly after Novak hit the shot. Finally, the third category involves everything else, and by that I mean all the shots that in this case landed at E and didn't influence the point. The first category has a total of 8 shots, the second category has a total of 3 shots, and the third category has 14 shots. This is very important. This means that Novak's main placement choice was a safe bet. Novak placing the ball at E practically guaranteed he would not be in a tough situation. Another insight that helps understand Novak's tactics is to separate these 25 shots between cross-court and down the line. If we do so, we see that 15 of these 25 shots were down the line shots. In my opinion, these numbers corroborate what we talked on the last video. When Shapovalov tried to attack Novak's backhand with big cross-court forehands, Novak could neutralize these attacks by hitting backhands down the line. The second most common zone is Zone H. In total, Novak placed the ball at H 14 times, and if we divide them into the same 3 categories, these 14 shots get distributed the following way. The first category gets 5 shots, the second category gets 4 shots, and the last category gets 5 shots. Even though these shots are more evenly distributed between the categories, we can still draw some conclusions. To start with, if we take a closer look at the 4 points Shapovalov won, we can see that 2 of them happened because he had done a lot of damage with his serve. If we only consider the points where this serve didn't have an influence, Shapovalov only took advantage on 2 points after Novak placed the ball at H. As for the points Novak won, 3 out of 5 were unforced errors from Shapovalov. These 2 numbers also help us confirm our second theory of our last video. Shapovalov's unforced errors with his forehand played a major role during this match. One last thing that's important to mention about Zone E is that most of the shots Novak placed there were cross-court shots. Going down the line against Shapovalov's forehand wasn't his main plan. My guess is that the down-the-line forehand would have created a clear empty space for Shapovalov to hit his cross-court forehand, and Novak wanted to protect himself from that situation. Finally, in third place we have Zone I. This was a zone that Novak would have wanted to avoid. In total, we have 12 shots on this zone, and Shapovalov took advantage of the majority of these shots. In spite of this, it's important to mention that most of Novak's shots that landed here were a consequence of Shapovalov's serve. With all these numbers, we can better understand where Novak places the ball more often and the results he gets by doing so. However, it's very important to remember a couple of things. These are the results of only one match. If we wanted to know Novak more and get more accurate results about what he likes to do, we should consider gathering the data from more of his matches. Second, this represents Novak's placement against a left-handed player, and that has a huge influence on the results. Whenever we're looking at data for advice, it's always crucial to consider whether that data can help us or not. Having said all this, we have arrived to the end of this video. Now I would like to know your opinion. Do you agree with this analysis? Do you have a different opinion? Please let me know in the comment section. I also wanted to let you know that I created a Facebook group for those of you that want to talk about strategies or share your experiences during your matches. If you want to join the group, I'll leave a link on the video description below. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon. My name is Jorge, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.